time has returned. Free from their imprisonment, ancient wizard kings come, seeking lost magics and new realms to conquer, turning all whom they encounter, by choice or by force. Through strife, champions arise. New unities are founded. And powerful arcane knowledge unlocked. As gods and mortals clash, the forces unleashed will shape a new age of wonders.
Welcome on in and gather around, everyone. I'm Space Wizard Total War, and today we're going to be diving into a brand new series back over into Age of Wonders 4, so stepping a little bit away from Total War for the moment, because the Giant Kings DLC is coming up quite soon for Age of Wonders in the expansion pass 2, or you can snag it on its own. It says it's coming out on April the 1st, but I don't trust any kind of April Fool's joke nonsense, so we will say that it's coming out within the next month. So the plan is we're going to be having a couple of, or at least a series, playing through the story campaigns for Age of Wonders 4, getting us ready for the Giant Kings DLC to arrive. So for any who might not have been around for the earlier Age of Wonders streams or just don't know what this game actually is, it is my favorite fantasy civilization-like. So it's very similar to Civilization, where we are going to be taking a faction and building up an empire with them and leading them to one of several victory condition types depending on what we'd like to do. So like Civilization has your science victory, your culture victory, your religious victory, that kind of thing. That's got similar things here in Age of Wonders 4. The difference being that you can either take the pre-built factions that they have here, actually you can show them off on the create a faction screen. So you have all of these factions that are pre-made for you by the game. There are all sorts of different combinations. We have things like rifle lads that are led by a mage, to great big dragons that have smaller dragons that also are all about throwing around spells, to some bloodthirsty orcs, mountain dawi, all sorts of good stuff. And Binger and his wholesome halflings, he looks a little quite grouchy ham here. You have your factions that are pre-made if you don't want to create one yourself, or you just like to try to get to grips with the game actually has going on, or you can create your own, which we have a huge library of here. And we today are going to be playing with Imrik of Caledor and his blessed dragons. So these are the only dragons you can get as mounts in the game, and they are the dragon that kind of looks more like the Eastern mythology, so not quite our Caledorian dragons, but that's what we get to work with today. So we shall be diving into the very first story realm, which I have completed on my own here, but for the channel we have not. So we will dive into the story, playing through the Rise of the Godir story, which has, I believe, looks like 5 story realms all the way up to the maximum tier. And then we've already also completed one of the DLC ones. So currently there are 2 DLC story realms we've got, or I guess a DLC story realm, I guess, what are we going to call them? Quest lines or storylines. So we've got the Empires and Ashes story realm, which we've completed on stream. And then there is the Eldritch Realm story realm, which we'll be getting to after we complete the base game story. So with all that out of the way, we'll dive into the Valley of Wonders here, which is the first story realm. It's got the lowest tier of difficulty. And as Ascended Champion, we're going to be building up a new home for our wandering tribe in the mythical Valley of Wonders on Athla. Prepare ourselves for the clash with the returning Wizard Kings of old and rise in power to claim a greater destiny. So in this universe, very similar to if you've played Magic the Gathering or if you've been around Magic the Gathering, there are several different kind of planes or worlds that those that have the power to travel between them often will, and they'll conquer those realms or use them for their own whims, which is what we are here. We are a champion ascended up from the peoples on one of these planes, and there are Godir, which are the kind of planeswalkers that move between the worlds. And I guess certain champions, as long as they've done enough, and I'll have to get into the lore proper itself, but your ascended champions can become Godir through victory. So I'll show that in just a moment as well. So we'll be diving into this first realm, Valley of Wonders, which has, we'll select it here, it has the Crystalline Abundance. So mana crystals are going to grow more easily on this realm, making them more unusually abundant. more mana resource nodes and pickups. There is going to be an uninhabitable underground, so this realm has an unusually small, unwelcoming caverns. The underground is smaller and each empire starts above ground regardless of adaptation traits. And then lastly we have ancient ruins. There are ruins of the ancient elven court to be found in this realm. They can be rebuilt to found new cities. So we're going to want to be quite aggressive with our expansion here on this very first one. But it's just kind of your very first realm to get you to grips with the game. We're going to be diving in on hard difficulty.
Your journey starts here.
Because I find hard to be the best. Brutal is just a little bit too aggressive. So you're only able to be an ascended champion leader. We do have as Prince Imrik of Caledor. Him and his dragons. We will get into kind of an overview of what Imrik's faction is all about, so we'll just go ahead and select them here and dive on in.
It was the time when the raw forces of magic returned to Athla. The seal that had protected the world was shattered. The cosmic currents, thereby unleashed, shaped the land, changing what was, whilst returning what once may have been. In the wake of this new genesis, the great empires of the Third Age fell into decline, bringing on an era of re-exploration and expansion. Alas, the time for peaceful discovery was brief, for the ancient wizards of the Second Age broke free from their eldritch prisons in the depths of the astral sea. Their strength regained, they set out to rule over the surviving peoples as God Kings, or Godir. There was little divine about them. Yaka, Nimue, Carissa, a pantheon of pretender gods. They were scarred, corrupted, haunted by millennia of torment, and ready to unleash their newfound powers against whoever dared stand in their way. Yet the Wizard Kings were not unchallenged. Mortal champions rose to the defense of their people, rebuilding their realms and learning to channel the currents of magic. This is the story of one such champion. While traveling through the Valley of Wonders in search of a new home, tragedy befell his tribe, its elder slain by a magical being. After inheriting both the elder's throne and his powerful tome of magic, the young champion had to rise up and protect his people from the dangers that awaited.
And so Imrik would smite. Whatever being we ran into must have been terrifying if we're riding around on these dragons. Hello, hello. A new ruler emerges. Explore your surroundings, expand your domain. Prepare to face your rivals and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new Age of Wonders. To get ourselves a little bit of an overview of our faction itself, we start with the Foam of Evolution. We'll be taking young primordial forces and nurturing them into formidable allies. That's one, I guess, of Nimue, the Siren Goddess. But it's kind of the one for dragons. Oh, I forgot the name of it, but it's basically the Dragon Tome, your very first year. It is a mixture of nature and chaos, so it's going to be giving us a bit of growth and for punching people in the face. Should be quite fun. We're elves, of course. We've got the High Culture, which there are several different culture types that actually change what your cities are going to look like and what units you have access to here. So since we're the High Culture, we're going to have higher city stability and a knowledge income. Our units are going to be strengthened with the Awakened trait, which just basically gives us more damage on basic attacks, and it activates any kind of dormant traits that may be active on our units, which we have lots of there. Revealing the hidden potential, of course, we are a little bit more in the positive alignment as the high culture here. And we also have the alignment agenda, so as we go up or down in actually alignment level, that is going to be giving us different kinds of bonuses. So for pure good, we'll have more stability in all cities. If we stay neutral, we'll have more food and production types, production in our cities per stability level above neutral. And then for pure evil, all of our units are going to start combat awakened, which makes them extra powerful. There's even reasons to be purely evil with the high culture. There's all sorts you can do. It's lots of fun. We are also the Fable Hunters, so we're legendary hunters excelling in ranged combat and exploration. So as we are clearing infestations and wonders in the world, we'll be gaining more resources. Our units are also going to regenerate an additional 5 hit points per turn, which is great, and we start with an additional range unit for launching arrows. We are also going to start as the Chosen Uniters. We'll gain more income from vassals, and additional alignment of the positive variety, and then units recruiting through the Rally of Lieges gain 1 additional rank upon recruitment. This will also give us 1 more Whispering Stone for, basically it's a Palantir to influence the city-states that are out about on the map. And then our last starting bonus here with the Chosen Uniters gives us access to additional shield or polearm unit, depending what we have access to here. Our actual elf traits are Keen-Sighted and Blessed Dragon mounts. We have the Blessed Dragon, which is incredible. It has flying, and I believe it has a trait that allows you to heal in combat, which is quite awesome. Starting magic, Youthful Rejuvenation. Heals and gains strengthened, has the effect doubled if they have the Evolve trait, and Resurgence, so they come back if they're slain. For the units gain Awakened. Awesome. And our first quest starts: A New Dawn. Long have the Caledorians wandered Athla as exiles, O crown Prince Imrik of Caledor. By leading to this valley, you've returned them to their hope. The proud city of Vol's Anvil represents a new beginning for your people. They are eager to stride beyond the gates and claim the surrounding lands as their own. Expand your domain, hunt down the creatures near Vol's Anvil, and grow new population to place your first farm. Once we put down a farm and slay some wildlife, we'll gain some city stability and a mystery bonus. Quite right, and as you move your army, how you move your armies around on the map, you select, you can have up to 6 units of any type in an army. If you want 6 heroes on one army, you absolutely can do that. We will also start up with a scout, which if you've played Civ, their job is to fly. Since they have a dragon, he's going to be flying. But run around and grab different resources on the map and go see exactly what's going on. So you want probably, I'd say, 2 or 3 scouts to kind of keep an eye on your surroundings and get a good grip with what you are working with. There shouldn't be any kind of cities up this way, so we'll go ahead and follow the road over here. Looks like we've got another civilization. Nope, this is Saint Spire. The Separatists. You meet Aruma Zendusa, who parted ways with the Caledorian loyal to her as your tribe, or parted ways with the Caledor loyal to her. Oh, I see, they're going with her. As your tribe entered the Valley of Wonders, so we speak again, Imrik of Caledor. Aruma says to you with a stern voice. I guess we didn't get quite a stern voice. Remember, we of Saint Spire seek no quarrel. It was magic that caused the loss of our homeland, magic that killed the elder of our tribe. When you took up the Elder's Tome, you asked for doom. We keep our distance. Evading all magic will keep us safe. Alright then. The War Paint should keep you safe too. She has awesome looking armor. Give Aruma one of your Whispering stones to start negotiations and gradually improve their relations with you. Since they're good guys and they do have our culture and everything, it's good to bring them on side. We could just butcher them, but that's not exactly what we're going to be getting up to today. So we have 1 additional Whispering Stone, and if we have no more free cities to give those to, you can actually give them to your own city, such as Vol's Anvil here, which will slowly improve that city stability by 2 up to a maximum bonus of 20, which as you gain the stability up further, you'll gain bonuses to things like food, draft, and production, and if you drop your stability, you will lose all of the production, not just food, draft, production, everything that it produces, including gold, mana, and knowledge, which is your research. Pretty bad. You need to keep your stability in order, depending on your culture. Some cultures don't have to worry about it at all. As the high culture, though, we absolutely do. Alright, so for our first build, it looks like we're generating 69 gold. Nice. I do tend to like to go for either growth or production to start. This one gives us production, draft, and city stability. Pretty nice. We would need a forester to boost them. The other thing that you'll notice with these is the different building types have something that can boost them. And anytime, if I can keep the cool tip to hang out, boosting does is it drops the cost of it by 30%, and this will take effect even if you are building. So if we were to say, oh, let's build up the shrine right now to get some more growth, If we were to get the boost and build up a forester, it will then refund 30% of whatever we spent to actually purchase it in the first place. So 60 gold. I could do the math, my brain's broken at the moment, so we're not going to worry about that at all. It gives you a nice discount, and it discounts the how long it takes to build, as well as the gold required to actually purchase it. So we're going to go ahead and grab a storehouse to start here to help out with some growth. We've got a good deal of food, but I'd like to snag a bit more. We'll also come on in here and produce ourselves another light seeker, which is our scout type. Scouts can fight and defend themselves, but they are just not very good at doing so, so you want to try to keep them away from combat whenever possible. We shall send Imrik's army on in towards these trolls right here. Trolls and some alligators, huh? Well, these are crocodilians. Big ol' thick croc. 12 damage. Yes. We'll see just how effective that is here in a moment. The river troll is a skirmisher, has a melee strike, and a razor net. Has a 90% chance of inflicting immobilize, so they can't move, and they have the troll regeneration. If they sustain fire damage, that regeneration ceases. Good to know. Imrik, destroy. I guess right before we send him in to destroy, we can select our research. So you get 3 options. You can shuffle them for some mana if you have a whole bunch of extra and you have nothing that you really, really want. And then you can also lock them for the same amount where once you have researched one of these, you want one maybe later on, it'll stay for the next go-around of your research. So once you do, say, grab the Slither Hatchling here, these research options will then randomize for what your tome has. So if you pull up your tome library, you can see exactly what you have access to. Since we have the Tome of Evolution, we'll have access to all of these in the tome for options when your research rolls around. I think we're going to go ahead and snag the Slither Hatchling here to get us another skirmisher, and we'll come back around to grabbing Draconic Vitality quite soon. Send you on down the path. Looks like most of the pickups are already claimed by monsters. Sometimes that's the other good thing about the scouts, that they come on out and grab those resource nodes that are not claimed by monsters that you will otherwise have to butcher. Alright, Imrik. So I guess before we do throw ourselves into the combat, we'll show you off the hero screen. Has received a bit of an update. I was in the middle of making a whole how-to guide, and they completely reworked the heroes, so that's been scrapped. I'll have to get back to doing that at some point. So you see they are a Godir governor. So when they're a governor of a city, all of your heroes have the option to be giving the governorship of one of the towns that you have. You can see him here as the governor. And he will pass out bonuses depending on what type of governor they are. Since he's a Godir, all of your Godir at the moment are going to have the exact same kind of bonuses. That's going to be 20% more food, extra population, extra speed in acquiring population. Wizard Tower structures give us more Imperium, which is our kind of influence, allowing us to do things in diplomacy and other kinds of special purchase options. What are my other ones here? Then Tier 4, all of our units are going to be recruited at an additional rank, which you'll see the way we actually bring that renown up is going to be their chosen... It's got a title that I've completely forgotten, but it's going to be their chosen category here. So he is going to be a Lawbringer type hero. So the aims to bring law and order to the unruly wilds. So we need... Oh, it's the ambition, of course. So our major ambition for him is going to be to clear a gold level infestation, which we will show off. All of the infestations are going to be shown by these kind of red borders. This one, if we click on it, we can see exactly what kind it is. It is a bronze infestation. They show up in three different tiers: bronze, silver, and gold, with bronze being the weakest and gold being the strongest. So Imrik wants to take down a gold level infestation, which will give us a big chunk of renown and a ability here, Pragmatic Leader, which will drop unit upkeep and give us a bit of morale loss reduced by 50%, quite nice. And then his minor one is just clearing any infestation, which we can do on repeat. You only get to do the major ambition once, unless it says otherwise, and then the minors you can keep doing on repeat to level them up in a hurry. We've got 2 archers, 1 shield lad, a sun priest for healing and shooting lads with spirit damage, and then a spearman for holding enemies in place. Let's dive into combat. There are more to the heroes, but we can show them off when we actually have some skill points here. On Imrik is a safe battle. You can always auto-resolve, which is one of the fun things. You can auto-resolve, see how things go. You say, oh, I don't like the damage that we took on this archer here or the shield lad. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. You can choose to either watch replay, or you can see exactly how that happened, or you can just fight it yourself, which we are going to do here. I think I wish they would add in Warhammer, or all the Total Wars, where if you do an auto-resolve and you don't like the results, you should then be able to fight it yourself. But here we are on the battle map, which is a Hex-style battle map. And why I was comparing it to Civilization, but with a little bit better combat here. So you have turn-based combat, where they have taken the first turn, and now it is our squads. So everyone, you just basically move everyone all at the same time. You take your turn, and then you pass, and then it's the enemy's turn to move. How you tend to want to do this is you can see exactly how far your opponent's units can move, as well as what all their attacks can do and how far they can use those as well. So you can see the chance they have to hit you, which is extremely high with that razor net, but it allows you to plan your moves a little bit better. So what we want to do is deploy in a way, because the AI always likes to have the first strike on you, so deploy in a way that one of your defensive units is taking the main brunt of all that initial damage. So he's the only one able to get hit by everyone. Perfect. You tend to want to make it so they're only being hit by a couple. So since we're not gaining any more benefits from being in the forest here, which you can see a lot of the times, units will gain different benefits from being in certain tiles. So like forests will obscure your units, making them harder to hit with ranged attacks, and it'll also slow your units down, so it takes them more move points to actually move through said forest. When you're making all of your actions and things on the battle, we'll only kind of explain this once, that way we can, for any who don't know, you can kind of get a very vague idea. So you have 3 action points, all of your units do, and those can either be used by moving, attacking, or using abilities, and you can see exactly how many of those action points it'll take just by showing off one of these little blue blips here. So each attack is going to take us 1 point, and these little half circles mean that the number of action points you have left, they will attack multiple times depending. So if you have all 3 attacks, or all 3 action points left, and you hit someone, you'll hit them 3 times. You only have 2, hit them twice, and so on and so forth. You'll notice that moving of any kind is going to take up an action point, so if you can only hit them 3 times if you don't move at all, or have some kind of special ability that allows them to regain some movement. So we're going to move, trying to bring the baddies in towards our Dawn Defender, where all of them can hit except for these crocs here. I'm going to put the Daylight Spears up in this position. Imrik, we don't really want to move up yet. He has a kind of attack that is with a lance. He's got a charge strike, so he's going to be gaining more damage per hex traveled until he actually lands. So they'll be dealing more damage if we move all the way across the map here, as opposed to just taking 1 step and punching someone in the jaw. We'll go ahead and set our archers up next to here. And if you give them access to your support units, they will strike them as often as possible. So we'll step up a couple of units here. I'm probably actually going to pull Imrik back once. Before I do, we will use this Twin Awakening ability, which will allow us to awaken one of our units. We can actually see what our Dusk Hunters, for example, have. These are just kind of your natural archer. They shoot the bows at the enemies, deal 10 damage per strike, and then they have the dormant ability Seeking Arrows. So when they're awakened, Seeking Arrows also are, so they have an additional range. Physical range attacks have 1 additional range, which is very powerful. We will go ahead and activate Twin Awakening on... I'm trying to get it on these 2. You can see exactly who it's hitting. It's always going to be on Imrik and someone else. So if we're to leave it to our Daylight Spears, these are a tier 2 anti-cavalry unit, or anti-large unit, dealing 14 damage on a poke, and then they have First Strike, which means if someone is going to be attacking them on a turn, they will always hit them first, which is incredible. Stops lots of charge units in their tracks. They also have charge resistance. They're unaffected by any kind of bonuses of charge, but it's counteracted by a heavier charge strike, which very few units actually have unless they're great big chunkies. Will also deal more damage against cavalry and large target units, which you see on any kind of tags here, which you can quickly find by right-clicking. Their dormant ability is Guardian. They have an additional retaliation. Actually, I'd say that's better than our archers. So we'll keep Imrik Step him back here. That way we can charge around for 3 damage and hit someone in the side. And then we'll go ahead and do the Awakening here. And it gives it to both of these units, even better than we could have hoped. We'll just set them up in defense mode, which is what you do at the very end if you have nothing else to do with them. Where they will simply sit up there and gain a little bit more defense and resistance. Defense is for physical attacks, resistance is for anything that is non-physical, and then they become immune to flanking. This only happens the first time they get hit. Once they get stricken once, they will then be removed from defense mode. We will do the Twin Awakening on these two, which we can find out the Awakening on our shielded lads. Oh yeah, double click. I thought it was right click. Double click on our glorious purple shielded Byzantine High Elf Dragon Riders. Alright, so their Awakening gives them additional 1 defense and 2 resistance. Very nice. Let's go ahead and set you up in defense mode. And that's all for this turn. We can set everyone up in the same. We'll have you have access to a heal later on. And to speed up combat for the Independents, they throw the Razor Net at our pole arms, which is probably a good idea. They do get struck twice back. We'll want to bring our healers over to help out the pole arms. All healing in combat is called temporary healing. They aren't going to actually keep it once the battle is over. Any damage they take is going to remain. We can outright slay this one and send the pole arms up to bother. Or they're immobilized, so they won't be able to move. Let's roll behind and strike them from behind. Heals and gains strengthened. If they have evolved, the effect is double to gain resurgence. Nah, I don't see a reason to use any of our mana here in this battle. And that triple post shot is deadly. Let's go ahead and finish off these crocs. If that's a one-shot there, we can just use these archers to do that. Did you have a 70% chance to hit? If you hold control, you can see exactly why. So we're getting a bump because of keen-sighted. Because we're firing through these trees here, that is obstructing us and giving us a 40% chance to miss. And if you do miss, you have a chance of hitting the defender or just missing outright. Hitting a adjacent unit is what I mean to say. Last one was grazed, which is not super exciting. Go heal there, and then just punch these crocs in the jaw. Imrik, go for the strike. Alright, let's see how this poor troll... looks like they are fumbling, but they're still doing plenty of damage. Natural troll regeneration. Could fire from here, but that's just way too long range and obscured by an obstacle. So let's step forward once, and I don't mind going for a 65%. Can't hit him there. We just weren't on the missile shot. We'll take it. Temporary heal, I don't think we need to. Truthfully don't. We'll step forward, hit them with a Spirit Blast here, which just does damage. It does 1 attack no matter what. So even if they're standing still and have done nothing, they will not strike 3 times. It's always best to use their support abilities. Here, step up the archers and go for the double shot. Or just the single. Have Imrik finish him off. It's like where our polearms got him. See, now the damage just swaps over to being more on Imrik, which I'd say is actually far better than being on these archers. We shall close. Keep battling that one as often as you need until you consider it a proper victory. We've got lots of small things to clear out over here, so we're going to go ahead and just keep wiping out all of this nonsense, we'll have Imrik come on out. Step away, and we can go for a low-risk battle here. This is a monk. They have a final tier Gaia's Chosen. So they're plants, they have more resistances and hit points. They're weak to blight damage and fire, which we have really none of right now, just all spirit. I'm curious. And Imrik doesn't do a bad job there, but he gets smacked up a little bit. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. We did have the command ability that I neglected to use, because before the last update, they just didn't have access to it. So now your heroes are a lot stronger, but they have something like command. We can use it once every 2 turns, gives one of our non-hero units all of their action points back, which is as powerful as you'd expect. Let's go ahead and move up to here with you. Should have gone for the Twin Awakening before we advanced. But that's okay. We'll give them no clear path through here. The monk units can jump. How far can they leap 2 squares? So theoretically they could get behind our shield bearers here. So let's pull them back. Imrik will go for the Twin Awakening on the shield bearers. Try to get... We got them and our... What does that do with you guys, Sun Priests? Radiant Light is magic attacks have 60% chance of inflicting distracted. All attacks targeting this hit are flanking attacks. That sounds incredible. Let's heal up these spearmen, though. Then we can go for the Twin Awakening next turn on our archers. Stand here next to Imrik, and we'll have you all go into God mode from here. Bring it on, Betty. All of the battle maps in Age of Wonders are all so incredible looking. Monks are jumping up on our shield bearers just like we wanted. Go ahead and hit the Twin Awakening on at least these archers, and we'll get Imrik as well. That's fine, makes him incredibly powerful. Powered by magic. Let's go ahead and triple shot these guys, they're further away. Every time you see a model drop, the total number of damage that a model or a whole unit can do is reduced by a certain amount. Let's distract these clowns. Let's go stop the skirmishers from getting away. Each lose a model, it's not so bad. Imrik, go ahead and charge up and clobber these clowns here. Yes, we lose a little bit of damage, but I want to move up so we can start firing on these Entwined Thralls too. And then we shall rejuvenate them. And clobber. Chop chop. Those elven scimitars to work. Poison damage a little bit rough. They're gonna go for another poison shot. Fair enough. Trying to run. Oh, they're going for a flanking strike. Spin kick. Not doing much damage though because they have so few models left. Okay then. Monks are pretty powerful. That voice. Hang on now, what are you guys? These elves or these Cyrons? So that's the Cyron voice. It sounded like kind of like the Simians. The monkey people. We can go ahead and Twin Awakening you two, so you get a little bit more range. We should already have you fire. Ah, I got the wrong one. Whoops. That's just the way. Pop those monks, and then we'll go ahead and send... We can't make it all the way around, can we? That's just too bad. Imrik, fly around behind him and give him a one-shot to the... right at the back. Alright, Drycha. One strike and the whole group goes away. Very acceptable. Battle won by Imrik. And as long as someone is within, you can see here, one of your units is within 3 tiles, they can reinforce you in battle. You can only have, I'm pretty positive it's 3 armies of 6 fighting at once, and anything else outside of that has to take another battle to actually fight. So you'll have like a secondary and tertiary battle depending on how many armies you have stacked up. And the 2 of them can probably go take these monks up at the top. Let's go ahead and keep most of the units here together. Imrik, we can have... zoom up this way. Get rid of these Siron Inquisitors. Our ruler has leveled up. Here is our level up screen, where it used to be quite simple. And now we have ourselves a pretty complex tree depending on your champion type. So since we're a mortal champion, not a Godir, a dragon, or an eldritch champion at this point, we have a specialized tree just for us. Since we're a warrior class, we have a specialized tree again for the warrior. And signature skills as we hit level 4, 8, 12, and 16 that are just given to us. And they are also very, very powerful. Allows you to further specialize your hero towards the different affinities. We are going to begin with... Healing is quite nice, but he's all alone at the moment. Coordinated command regains his hit points. This effect jumps to an additional target within 3 hexes. Or we can use it and continue to keep smacking around. Since Imrik's so strong, let's go ahead and get the decisive command that doesn't cost us any action points. So we can use it, give one of our other units all of theirs back, and keep moving with Imrik. So I guess our dragon isn't going to give us grace, which is fair. Grace is so powerful. You get some heals after you get hit, is what it frankly translates to. Alright, we can annex our first province, and because we want to get our storehouse powered up faster, we need a forester. So to start off here, we have some options. If you see any nodes on the map, like this gold vein, it'll give you access to a certain kind of building you can build there, or just a set resource, depending. If you zoom out to this map, you can more quickly zoom around to find the different resources around your cities to figure out exactly where you want to settle, or put down those buildings. So we are going to expand towards the sheep here currently, or first, which is going to give us a little bit more food, allow us to grow faster and grab more provinces. So we'll put a forester in here, which will give us a bit of food and production. Then we'll get 10 additional food from the pastures. You can see now we have our magical forester goes on in, starts collecting the wood, setting it on through the woodcutter. Could be the sheep running it, who knows. And that is going to be our first turn. You can see here it's now going to only going to take us 4 turns to build up the storehouse, and if we really, really wanted to, we could hurry the production for some gold, just smear some gold on the walls, and that is how you quickly finish up building. I'll go ahead and end the turn there. Alright, like that, the turn is now ours, and we have Mending the Schism. A befriend city quest here too. We need to have a pact of vassalage with Saintspire. Following up on a long debate, one of the Sun Priests from Val's Anvil approaches you, eager to speak. This man looks like Anakin. What voice are we going to give him? Let's give him a little bit more of a nasally one. As you know, my crown prince, not all of us Caledorians have the wisdom to follow your lead to Val's Anvil. Some became fearful of the magic the Elder passed on to you. Our crown prince, they stayed with Aruma, found Saintspire on their own. Will you seek out an ally Saintspire to reunite the Caledorians? I would say so. We've got Hayden Christensen here leading our Sun Priests. We are stronger as one. I shall secure their loyalty with the sword, which will actually give us a decline on the quest, some evil alignment, and a heap of draft for building up some more soldiers. No, we'll go ahead and agree to this quest. Alright, looks like we have enough growth to go ahead and grab ourselves some more land. So we'll go ahead and snag the production down here. The iron deposit is going to give us 10 production flat, and we do need to build ourselves... Actually, hang on now. Hang on but a moment. Our quest wants us to build a farm, and we'll go ahead and do that up here next to this gold vein. Gives us 5 more food and 10 gold. You obtained the land around Vol's Anvil and invoked a spirit of optimism and adventure in your people. They are staging a play that retells the story of how you led Caledor to safety, from the death of your elder to the inherited tome, to the schism with Aruma Zenduza, and eventually the founding of Vol's Anvil in the Valley of Wonders. The play in your honor will conclude with a promise for the future. How do you wish it to end? For 6 turns, we'll gain 32 city stability, and we can have it in with gold, food, draft, or knowledge. For 6 turns, we gain 18 extra knowledge. We instantly gain additional population. I think we'll go for the population. More land is more better. And then we'll come on in here and grab ourselves this Blossom Orchard. I'm thinking, so we already have a farm and a forester. What all have we boosted up here? Got our library boosted for more knowledge to help us boost up our research. We're getting into having the town halls here too, so we can upgrade the actual settlement itself, giving us a heap of new unlocks. But to boost that, we need 5 populations. We'll want to wait there. Vendor is our gold production, which we're making a fair bit of at the moment. Alright, excellent. I guess I'll just real quick go over the actual yields of your cities. For any who know, please feel free to hit double tap that screen a couple times to skip on through. But firstly, we're going to have food, which what I've said a couple times, food is going to be how fast we're gaining new population. So you'll see the exact breakdown on the income return as well as how much you need to actually gain that next population point. Production is going to be how fast you build up city structures. Draft is going to be for how fast you recruit units. Stability is going to be keeping your city in check. Gold is, of course, for buying units and city structures. Mana is for casting spells on the battlefield and summoning units here on. Or casting spells, I guess, in general, and summoning in new units. And then knowledge is for researching new tomes. Lastly, Imperium is going to be for acquiring new cities, speeding up empire development, and negotiations. You'll be able to spend it on the development tree, which unlocks in 1 more turn. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves an additional forester for that kind of split of production and food. So we've met Saint Spire. Let's just keep our scout moving. Since they fly, I don't think they care so much about the bonuses to roads. Where normally you want to travel along roads with your scouts where you can. Let's keep moving to find our first foe here. We should have 2 other civilizations in this first map, one of them being neutral outright, and then the other being immediately hostile. And they just, Get him, Imrik. This is going to be a safe battle that we should not have to fight. Only 2 Inquisitors should be easy. No one really took any damage. Imrik gained himself a skill point. Glorious. If the fight requires me to step in and lend a hand, I absolutely will. We are going to pull everyone back towards the end of Vol's Anvil. You do heal the most inside of your own territory. Bring them all down together. Glorious. We'll wipe out these 2. Little small rogue armies, and then come up towards the monster in here to make sure that's clear. I'm going to be probably sending Imrik on ahead by himself to go colonize these city ruins when we can. Ruler leveled up, so we did. We can either make him a knight or a berserker. We'll see on that one. I think for now we want to go and allow our units to level up a bit faster into costing less. Make Imrik a monster soon. You know what, yeah, we'll come on out of the settlement, that way we can try to keep him moving ahead. I would like to grab these city ruins. You need how many? 100 Imperium, so it'll at least take us 2 turns to get access to that. Yes, we should be able to get over there pretty quickly. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? We will go ahead and hurry the production here and grab us a vendor to make a little bit more gold too. Gold and production both seem to be king. Oh, we've met this horrible eyeball monster. What say you, sir? For a brief while, your people had found respite in this Valley of Wonders. But now panicked shouts start to echo in the streets of Volzanville. Doom is upon us! Monsters from beyond! Your scouts arrived shortly after the uproar. Creatures from the Astral Sea have been sighted near the city. The fear of Caledor quickly leads to doubt. Was Aruma right? Have your magic powers attracted the creatures from afar? Protect your people and restore their faith in your rule, you must seek out the Astral Sea monsters near Volzanville. A mystery bonus and some knowledge. These otherworldly horrors will find that the Caledor are no easy prey. Is that in here? That looks like it. Wipe this group out. We've got a warlock. Hang on now. Are these goblins? They are. You need to take better care of your sword there, my friend. Just duct taping it back together I don't think is going to be the way. We'll auto it, see how things go. We lose a fair bit of health on Imrik. I think that's fine. We'll go ahead and take that auto-resolve and we'll fight this next one. Properly. I'm still going to auto it just to see. See, that's a lot of damage. We'll go ahead and fight it ourselves. Alright, bring it, gobbos. Warlocks do have the Sundering Curse. Pretty strong. Move the dragons up to here. Let's go ahead and have our archers also. We're not the feudal culture, so we don't have all the different bonuses for being in a group. Still allow us to overwhelm them pretty quickly. Let's go for the Twin Awakening here. This cape gave it a little floof there. Hey. Let's see, we're in a pretty good spot though. We can Twin Awakening you two. Glorious. And pass the turn. Bring it, gobbos. So they did not come all the way in. Like I said, they tend to like to have first strike. However, here you might be able to be quite rude. Let's go ahead and send our archers around to flank. Spearmen up to kind of lock them in place. Hideous stench. I'll take a 60% chance to hit. Okay, so before we want to move Imrik, let's give everyone their attack orders. We'll have the spear lads give them a poke. Archers go for that long-range shot. Very low chance, never punished. Go. Oh, you miss. See, I'll take a miss, that's fine. Such long range, 10 damage. Ah, the second one was a graze, that's alright. Let's go ahead and set you up to hit these lads. You will get retaliated on, we can heal them. with the Mending Awakening. Right, how far can you use this? Have you stepped to about here? Try to use the Inspiration. Triple strike these peasant pikemen. And Imrik should be able to finish him off. Get straight into the warlocks in the back line afterwards. Karate chop. And I actually need to go ahead and heal Imrik. I should have done this before, but there's the way. Alright, we've done a fair bit of damage with pole arms. Stuck in there forever. Peasant pole arms, man. They're all going to the same target. It's going to hurt a little bit, but thankfully there's only one peasant left, so no damage. Ooh, the archers try to run. They're down to just a single one. How much damage you get? Ooh. That's pretty rough. Come on in, hit him with a karate chop. 37 damage. Nice flank. Let's get rid of their warlocks first. I'm pretty positive there's a first strike retribution there, and I'm not keen on getting hit by it. Spirit blast away. And our longbows finish the day. Nice. Got ourselves our first lucky ring. 5% critical hit chance. We'll go to the hero screen and go ahead and just slot that on right away. Don't mind if I do. Alright then, Imrik, we're gonna have your boys skedaddle on over here to these ruins post haste. And they get Vol's Anvil. I guess they just all come along. They'll heal fast enough that they'll make it pretty quickly. Additional growth point here. I say, oh, there's the guys we can go take out. Fair enough. Fair enough. Don't have any quarries at the moment. We can go for one here. Let's go for the quarry here. So that way we can boost anything that has access to, or that needs the quarry, so that way we have a good boost across the board here. 116 gold, I don't mind spinning this and grabbing us the Artisan Workshop. Gives a little bit more draft, city stability, and production. And anything you're not building or not using for draft will be then given towards, in the draft category, it's granted towards food. Production is granted towards gold. Go ahead and get us another Dusk Hunter. Orders required, my lord. On exploring. Looks like we have now met. Within the depths of the valley, your Lightseeker comes across a large area of overgrown ruins. What has now largely been reclaimed by nature must once have been the thriving city of a great civilization. However, a lingering force of bitterness dwells beneath the peaceful surface. And since there are spirits which still begrudge their ancient woe that happened here, these ruins make a formidable location to found a city. And let the burdened past make way for a new future. We receive some Imperium, and I shall consider this. So we shall. We also now have our first wonder spotted, so the name of the game, the Ancient Wonders, come in 3 tiers, same as your infestations, bronze, silver, and gold, depending on rarity, difficulty, and value for clearing. So if we were to move into the Mage Glass Forest, we would have ourselves an event. and then either a battle, or if we resolve the event via one of the options there, there'd be no battle. But once you clear it and then annex it into a city, you gain some Imperium and some mana and lose some of the city stability there. It counts as a conduit in your town, gives you 2 mana per conduit in this city's domain, and adds the Astral Keeper unit to your Rally of Lieges, which is kind of like a mercenary style mechanic that we'll get access to a little bit later. Right, perfect. Imrik, keep moving towards the city ruins. We also have the Empire development tree here, which all of those affinities that you see at the top, and while you're building up your empire, these are going to be giving you a certain number of affinity points per turn towards whatever that is. So you get 3 if it's in order, 2 for nature, and then we have 1 in chaos. Then all of those are going to combine together into your general tree, which doesn't matter which affinity, it's just giving you a total of all of them. And each of these are going to build up towards getting you different abilities. So for example, on the basic tree here, you get basic seafaring, which will unlock the ability for your units to embark and use vessels across the water. And for flying and floating units, travel over water as well. Cost you 100 Imperium, and then you'll have the access to, of course, move over those water terrains. Or water terrain types. On the right side, or at least on one side, there's always going to be permanent unlocks, and then multiple use options as well. So if you spend 200 Imperium, you'll be able to increase your city cap by 1. Because we're at 1 of 3 currently, and that would go up to 1 of 4. After that, the Imperium cost to use it again is going to increase, but you can keep using this as long as you have the Imperium to do so. And that's for any of the ones that are the rights. So right at the last stand here drops your Empire's population by 1 in each city. It immediately summons 3 tier 1 units in each city, which is incredible. So those are the different affinities that you're going to be using to further specialize your empires as you go along here. We're not going to have anything in any of this just yet. We'll have to allow these affinities to build on up. So we will go ahead and have this other scout then move up here towards the north. Get a good eye on what's going on here in this monster den too. There's another wonder up to the north. Good to see, good to see. Looks like we met our first civilization. It is Yaka, the fire demon. And we just had a bit of a discussion about him as being a false god. Unique Pantheon quest. Defeat Yaka. From the smoke of a burning cloud, a regal figure reveals itself to you. Oh, what is your voice going to be? Rejoice, mortal. You have been deemed worthy of gazing at the aspect of the truly sublime Yaka. You may surrender your people and temples to the god of fire in reverential adoration, or watch them burn in retribution for a foolish mistake. Will you resist the demanding gripe of Yaka? Brother, I'm gonna throat chop you so hard you're gonna forget your name. We're not scared of your fiery legions, come face our steed. You're now at war with Yaka, that was fast. He is very evil. Oh, and leading a squad of cats. Desert adaptation, resistant, and arcane focus. Fair enough, fair enough. Yaka must fall. But where is he? Oh, we found him. Meeting the enigmatic Oraculum. A sage Scorpio Beamstar, the free city of Oraculum, greets you with a sage, vaguely insufferable expression. I love your dreadlocks, sir. Salutations, Imrik of Caledor. The firebrand predators of Oraculum must extend a hopeful wish of mutual neutrality. Our diviners foretold of your presence in these lands. We seek only to further our understanding of the arcane arts and remain amenable to fostering a mutually beneficial relationship with your mighty empire. If we cannot, we hope that we can at least stay out of each other's way. We'll give a Scorpio one of our Whispering Stones to start negotiations. Likely Yaka already has. Yeah, he's way up there already. Which we could start cooperating with them. I just don't think we're gonna get there in time. Withdraw the Whispering Stone and try to make friends with them. Oraculum, come here. Otherwise we are going to be at war with them as soon as Yaka beats us there. We can boost allegiance for 30. So they're gaining 2 per turn, and their relations are respectful because it's part of their empire already. And they're up to, what is it? I'm trying to see the total again. They're at 18 total. We can boost, gain 6. That's only a third of what they have. Gonna be a tough one. Looks like Yaka is hauling cheek towards these city ruins too. Thankfully, we are faster. But we're definitely gonna need to bring the troops down to help. Imrik, go ahead and rebuild the city of Caledor here. We've got a Phoenix to deal with, as well as Yaka's mages. Nothing but mages is fairly manageable, honestly. Oh no, our scout's doomed. Sorry, brother. Let's send you over to... Oh, that's actually a pickup we can snag. Counts as a research post. Fortification health per quarry. Used as a unit deploy location. Not bad. Let's come up here and grab these items. Balls Animal can expand further. Let's go ahead and grab... I'm thinking of mine. We're gonna need plenty more cash. I don't want to hurry any of the recruitment though, so let's just kind of give it its fair bit of time. Yoink. Alright, Yaka has plenty of troops. Thankfully he left my scouts alone. Let's go ahead and head underground, see what's happening down here. We've got some mana stash. It's not a bad item. We have access to Slither Hatchlings now, a skirmish unit that evolves into a stronger unit. Got his little tiny wings and a blight damage. Dormant enchantment. Or we have Warding Blessing. Gives us some heals. I say we probably want... the Warding Blessing. We're gonna need a little bit more heals, especially fighting against fire mages like that. On the north, we shall grab those... another stash of mana. And head it around. Next turn, I guess. Alright, well that city's founding. Let's try to level up a little bit more on the surrounding baddies as Yaka arrives. That's gonna be a nasty bit of work to deal with. Alright, we got some floral stingers with some poisonous spores. 20 damage is a lot. How does Auto Resolve handle it? Imrik nearly dies. Let's see if we can do a little bit better. We battle in the Ritual Circle of Frost. Fair enough. Right, go ahead and advance to here. Alright, the spores can't quite reach us. We'll start by Twin Awakening. And Mending Awakening the Shield Bearers. Dust Defender, turn yourself. Imrik hit him with the awaken. Is everyone awakened over here? Not you. There we go. Excellent. Advance Imrik once more, and that'll be the first turn. Bring it, plants. So what's really unfortunate for you guys is we can just sit here and hit you with a triple up lightning and magically charged and it's spirit damage too. The long range is the only issue there. Not bad. Being a single entity though means it's going to it will deal all of its damage no matter what. I mean, go ahead. Activate the decisive command here. Pole arms to here. We can have these bowmen wound as many of the... Oh, we missed once. What a double graze. That's real unfortunate. Getting distracted now. Imrik, can you make it all the way behind? You can. That's perfect. What's a little bit less perfect is we killed none of the enemy models. Oh yeah, W did. Thank goodness for pole arms. So we get shot in the back by these skirmishers, but we'll see how that goes. I'll just run up and stab the boys. Fair. All that on killing our pole arms. We'll just say no thanks. We're gonna sail around behind. Oh, I guess it didn't quite count as a proper flank, because they're looking straight at him. Aim with the bloody plants. Way better. I got ourselves a wand of provocation. We can throw yo mama jokes so they come screaming our way like the Tasmanian devil. We shall take the reward. I don't know if we're going to use it though. That's a lot of astral units that I just don't feel like dealing with. Daka's got units for days, too. He's level 12. Alright, then. How about you go somewhere else, bud? Isn't there... Yeah, she's down here. Okay, we went the wrong way to start. Okay, so instead of heading down into the... undergrowth, you go over here to try to meet our ally with Sundred. Costs 10 to rush that, so go ahead and do so. And get the Town Hall tier 2. I think that's a good idea. The Atrium of Light. Get ourselves some Slither Hatchlings in too. Don't mind queuing those up just a bit there. Your ruler leveled up. Okay, so from here, all non-heroes grant 10% damage to the attacks of adjacent friendlies. We can also give him a signature skill. So we give him Initiative Chaos, giving all of our units more critical hit chance. Give us more health, give us Blight Strikes. Or an Initiative Order, giving us Condemning Strikes. And we're going to go for a combination of Order and Dragons. So... I guess Order, Nature, and Chaos the entire way. So, hang on. Not Jeskai, but it's a similar color. Double morale bonus, gain fire damage. Let's go Nature Dedication. Light damage. All animals in the army have flanker and upkeep reduction. Alright then. Wonderful, that works. How far can the Phoenix move? To about here. Like I said, I'd love to level up just a little bit more before fighting the likes of Yaka. I'd also like to see if we can discover the other faction. May just not be a thing. Active cooperation in 2 turns. Don't you worry, we'll deal with that evil presence soon. Yeah, Sundrin is that unknown ruler. Oh, here she is. Ever since you've arrived in the Valley of Wonders, lucid visions have appeared in your mind's eye. Now a purposeful-looking elven lady comes into focus. Salutations, Imrik of Caledor. I am Sundrin of House Eniok. My people have guarded this valley throughout the ages. For better or worse, its fate is connected to our own. We have been watching you for some time. Other powerful Godir have noticed your arrival too. Your essence emanates conflict, but also great potential. Listen to what I have to say, and you and Caledor may avoid meeting your end here. We shall listen. Also, that kind of sounded like a threat there, Sundrin. The pyromancer Yaka has broken free and has returned to Athla. His gaze is set on the Valley of Wonders. He is building up his infernal strengths and will not tolerate competition, especially from a fledgling mage like you. You must embrace the spark of magic that is woken inside of you. Seek out the powers of the nearby Tower of Destiny before Yaka does. If you don't prepare, Yaka will burn your settlements to the ground. Sundrin advises you to explore the nearby Tower of Destinies and use its powers to ward off Yaka. This has turned into the Oregon Trail from hell. You have my gratitude, Sundrin. Together we can take on even a Wizard King. Your advice is an insult to my rule. Be gone. This is the hard story path. Oh, sure. The easy story path. This is exactly what Imrik would say too, isn't it? Nope. We're gonna be good guy Imrik, not my Imrik. Alright, let's bring it on down to be... actually explore what Sundrin has to offer here. Her faction is down here somewhere, so we have to go ahead and explore the Tower of Destinies and wipe out Yaka. He's headed this way with a quickness, isn't he? Phoenix is a tier 4 unit, Pyromancer is a tier 2, and then the Spellweaver is a tier 3. That's pretty rough. We have the heals. It'll be a tough fight. I think we can handle it though. Let's head back to the city ruins and get ready to face down a Phoenix. Yaka's headed this way. Fair enough. We get a pacification ability. Destroying an infestation or conquering a free city grants 300 relations with all free cities. They're terrified at the same thing happening to them. It's far more fun to be on the winning side. It's Dust Hunter moving a Coolwick-like now. So after we take down that first army of Yakas, we'll want to then turn and to go after the quest we have. A Fortress of Tears. The Sad Boy Fortress. But don't you worry, I know. Alright, Sundrin. I've been pondering the many allies and enemies I have in this realm. I'm glad that you seem to be one of the former. Indeed, we shall go for a wizard's bond. She wants some gold. No. Fine. And now we're good friends. What's gold for everything? I have to continue to boost up our own people's stuff, otherwise she's gonna always think we're weak. Yaka split the boys up. Turns out he's no fool. Negotiations have succeeded here with Saint Spire, so the free city opens its borders. Trading's enabled and up to 2 resources can be traded between us and them, and magic materials can be traded as well. Good news, in our cooperation we'll go ahead and grab mana for cash. That sounds good. A diplomatic approach will assure victory. I hope that we may both profit from your relation with Saint Spire. Since she is a chivalrous diplomat, she likes empires that have many alliances and have good relations with free cities, dislikes empires that break treaties, and dislikes empires that start wars. She herself likes alliances and will never break treaties, looks like. So it's good to know. I'm not paying you. Another province up here at Volzanvo. I'm thinking even more growth is the call. Thank goodness we've got good relations with Saint Spire. Oh, hang on now. It's claimed, but apparently not that good of relations yet. Can I have this gold vein? Oh, not really. Okay. Well, we'll get back to that because we don't want to decrease the relations we've built up. Okay, we really just want to expand probably out to the sea a little bit now. So we will go ahead and grab the fish farm. There's buildings you have access to only after you've got your first sea province. So we've got the shipyard here now, which will give us some gold. So many options. I think we'll grab this shipyard for even more cash, and then probably circle to the Wizard Tower Foundation. After we've already sent you over here, let's back to the... We found Sundra, and it just took us a turn later than I initially had hoped. Spectral beasties are always a problem. Let's come back to that one. We're not quite strong enough. The Thunderbird and Storm Spears would be spooky enough. That's not bad. But I think we can do better. But I think we can do better. Take your turn, demons. We can just charge right in there with Imrik. Start giving him the business. Hang on, that might be a good, actually a good choice. These creeps move. Like, oh, we're not that creepy. I beg to differ. You are amorphous blobs of water. Bring the spearmen forward. Oh yes, and the storm spears would be harder for us to hit with arrows because of what they are. Alright, so let's go ahead and sit up. Get ready for them. Right, can charge ready. Can we hit him with a provoke from here? Not yet. Both of our frontline defenders there. And then we can heal them here next turn if they take a hit. Nice. Forward up. And tart. Ooh. Real unlucky there. Granted, it being all on one unit means we can pretty easily heal it up. So go for heals here. Archers aren't going to really be doing much damage because of how the Storm Spirits work. They've got the Wind Barrier, which drops our hits hitting them by 60%, which is insane. But no whammies, we hit them all 3 times. Grazed them the last, though. Looks like a 50% chance to hit is as high as we can get here. Not bad. Down to 1 beastie makes it so they are easily brought down. Hold arm. Let's get a little bit of a retaliation strike. Let's just go ahead and hit you with the Youthful Rejuvenation. Bring them a bit, and they one-shot them. Dawn Spears, everyone. They are so powerful. Alright, now... start the pursuit of the Thunderbird. Didn't even get through the temporary hit points. Unfortunate for you. Try to start by distracting it. Oh, it resisted it. There with the bloody beast. Stab. And let Imrik get the final blow. At least attempt to. Bonk. Critical hit. Ain't no problem. Our spears got smacked up a little bit, but that happens. We gained ourselves 130 production and a padded chest plate that has apparently padding made of teeth and tentacles. Yes.
Hey.
And while it's better than nothing, I think you should probably keep an eye on it. Keep a very close eye on it. Imrik squad, go ahead and fall back there. Looks like Yaka chose to attack this one and didn't completely wipe them out. I'm not sure. Produced a shipyard and the Atrium of Light in one go. That's incredible. So now it's up to the fishmonger. We need 2 water provinces and it'll give us more food. Even more production, I think, is going to be the way. And I grab a tavern. However, any production that's already been spent on it will be immediately lost. Oh, that's so sad. A whole turn gone. Missed clicks. Wanted the stonemason, but let's go ahead and actually grab the library instead. Nothing left to explore down here, so let's head back up to the surface. Sundrin, would you like to get any packs without making me pay for them? How about you leave? Building up relations quite quickly. Here is Oraculum. They've already got the pact of cooperation. We're getting there, but we're definitely not going to get there fast enough. We'll get attacked by the cats, too. Unfortunate. We have an outpost right next to our city. Alright, day 8 dawns, and now we've got ourselves a new city, Arcadia. Doesn't seem right. Let's call this Port Caledor, the ancient capital of Caledor. Glorious. And then here at Torkaled, with its single population, do we have enough to actually sit anywhere? No, we do not. Let's go ahead and have that immediately built in. Probably want the palisade walls because of how close Yaka is to us here. We could attack here, but this puts us so close to Yaka's man that I think we would just get caught. Especially because the Phoenix can move further than everyone else, so it'd be similar to what we do, or where we're catching units in a big blob. So we will stay back with Imrik for now. In fact, having 3 units that can have a guaranteed strike is very difficult to handle. Or let's leave them alone for now. I'd say let's go up after this group if we can. Try to wipe out this small monster den. In fact, since there's only 1 unit here, it's actually, there's probably some units that are camouflaged. I will happily attempt to face that solo. How far can Imrik by himself go? Oh yeah, go ahead and get out of the head of the group. We need to try to get some ground and take them down before Yaka comes up here towards us. Hopefully Sundrin's got some units nearby too. caught up to him. I mean, if we can catch and defeat him and making friends with the battle cats, I'm happy to try. Let's also go for the basic seafaring, so we can actually move across the oceans, no problem. Acadia founded, of course. Negotiations succeeded. Good news. Proceed. I'll take some food from him too. Haste berries are a magical item that gives you a bonus to founding, migrating, and absorbing cities, which we're not doing right now. We'll just take the food to better grow. Alright, yeah, come on back above ground there, my friend. Oh, look, Yaka's back. Let's head this way. A cartographer with a little bit of a visual glitch. You can go ahead and set up on guard mode here in Tor Khaled, so we don't immediately lose the town if they attack. I mean, to hustle towards this small monster den here. I'm gonna keep the scout around as an extra reinforcement. Yaka moves in to take out our scout. How brave. We will auto combat, which they will immediately turn and run. And if you are not a certain factions are able to have their scouts retreat every time, we have a 50-50 chance of losing them. And they die. But you don't have to worry about if you auto-resolve with the scouts, they do just try to turn and run, they do not try to fight. Yaka has gone after them and given us a little bit of time to try to wipe out this infestation, which I think is perfect. Get up there quickly. Imrik, go ahead and take this one out first. Just a bunch of rock golems. Easy. And then we can have them move up on the small monster den. Is there any that are hiding from us? Yes, there were. A bunch of entwined thralls. Let's go ahead and retreat out beyond, now that we know they're there. Good old monster camouflage. New empire skill available. Empire development skill available. Founding or absorbing cities. Let's go ahead and grab the pacification since we're about to wipe one out. That'll give us good relations with all of the battle cats and everyone nearby. Especially next turn when we take out that infestation. Balls Anvil absolutely needs the extra happiness. Post haste. Next research. Extra experience from combat for enchanted units, or draconic vitality so we can make all of our lads a little bit more like dragons. Like I said, we'll keep them nearby, but we won't worry too much about it. He's now moving aggressively towards Tor Khaled. We have a very brief period of time to get back over there. Take out the monster den. Quick auto. Easy, easy. That gives us the padded mask of hyper-awareness, which is a demonic mask to go with our squishy chest piece. Gives us 3 additional defense, and now we're going to be immune to flanking, which is very good for an upfront fighter. Oh, he got himself another skill point as well. Glorious. We'll go ahead and send Imrik back down to go defend Tor Khaled. But I don't think we'll actually be able to make it back there in time. We will try our best. In fact, I'm probably going to bring the scout as an additional unit. They're not amazing. You don't want to normally use them to fight, but our options are quite limited at the moment. Still can't grab any of those provinces, so let's come on in and grab more production here with the Dredger Quarry. Your ruler level up. All army leader, all army or animals have flanker and a couple of other good bonuses. Let's go ahead and snag offensive formation. So as long as our units are next to one another, they'll have 10% more damage. Tor Khaled. So a Dawn Defender, we can speed along as Yaka gets closer. More units will make it at least a little bit more difficult for him to crack. And hopefully, Slytherin's moving this way too. Yaka's fighting more battles. And thankfully it is just him and his Phoenix over here, which could be so much worse. So Oraculum has joined me instead of Yaka. That's so unfortunate for you there, bud. The Battle Cats have joined with me. Which should make Yaka quite concerned about them being around, too. Send a scout to the north, see if I can convince them to go chase him. But likely they're going to come on in Tor Caledor, which does make sense. Let's move up to this bridge. Bridge battles in this game are just as effective for you in bridge battles in the likes of Medieval. It has a specific battle map that as long as you have missile advantage, you beat the smack out of people. You lads move up together to join Imrik, and we'll have the archer follow along behind. Or Khaled can annex its first province. Go ahead and grab a forester over there and see if again we can't just convince them to go burn something rather than to do anything. Got an option for a recruitment of a hero. So I would prefer them to be associated with Caledor itself. They're just going to start at a lower level, which is fine. A prospecting governor. Each mine grants us 5 additional gold. Ooh. An arcane governor. She looks evil. Let's go ahead and grab a silent. I mean, they both are. Either get the dark red Skaven eyes or the lady with the wiggly staff. Oh, he's got an axe. And he's a privateer. Oh, hang on. That's a terrible one. Leads an army full of legendary rank units. While she is wielding, or he, I'm not entirely sure, a stick with wiggle staff of doom. Inzus the Carp. Oh, that's a dude. He's got a little bit of a feminine face. And a whole bunch of face paint on. So what is this? Sorry, Hysteria Storm? Have a chance of being teleported and inflicted with insanity, so they attack the closest nearby ally. Okay, well, Inzus is an insanely good mage. We need your help. And now, in terms of money, we have no money. Inzus can be set as the governor for Tor Caledor, an arcane governor. Each conduit's going to give us more mana. Excellent. Good news. Proceed. We now have some recruitment points being contributed to our Rally of Lieges, so in 7 turns we'll have access to units from both Orichalcum and Saint Spire. Well, Saint Spire next turn. We may not be so different after all, you and I. It's a deal. And then how about we go ahead and grab open borders too, so we can travel through each other's territory without any issues. Perfect. Perfect stuff. Alright, Yaka moves in, and that is absolutely an impossible battle. We would get throat chops, so we'll go ahead and auto-combat that. We lose Tor Caledor. Are they burning it to the ground, or what are they doing here? Columns of smoke rise above the Valley of Wonders, and Yaka is taunting you to surrender. There is no victory against the raging storm, Imrik of Caledor. I think I've turned him more into the Emperor now. The great empires of Atha could not stop our mere servants, the Shadowborn. Now they crumble before the full might of the Shadrai. A group of ambitious Godir, who formed a volatile cabal in order to claim power within the Pantheon. Oh, they're the worst. Your Caledor may have use to raise monuments to my glory after all. Kneel down and save them. Now. Nice try, bud. Well spoken, Imrik. Hope they have to get her voice back. Whoop, 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 whoop. Well spoken, Imrik of Caledor. I can't do that one very strong. A thundering shout with a fierce glimmer in her eyes. Shouts it. The people of Atha are resourceful. Greater forces than this have failed to claim our world before. Yaka would know this were his immense ego not shrouding his memory. You are not alone in this, Imrik of Caledor. The creatures of the valley are joining our cause. They shall answer your call. We can invoke the wardens and get a winter fairy. That's pretty intimidating sounding. Get a thunderbird, or a spirit wolf. Oh, let our voice echo through the mountains. Welcome, Thunderbird. What do you do? Besides, look incredible. We got lightning bolts, we got thunderclap. And we got low maintenance. That's right. You may try to burn Torkaled. We'll take it back from you soon. We'll let you go ahead and lead this force. I'm going to stay on the bridge, because if they want to come fight us, that's going to be to their detriment. Scouts, try to work your way over here to grab whatever this cartography. Battleground Keep. Looks like Yaka's sitting themselves another hero our way too. Vasilei the Keeper. Alright, we're on our way to vassalizing Saint Spire. I don't care. Yaka has captured our city. Good news is it wasn't taking up... It wasn't doing that much for us yet.
Huh?
We can go strike, then we wouldn't be able to have much reinforcements. If any. I prefer to have everyone, including the Thunderbird, in for that fight. Alright, let's instantly finish up the tavern, fix up our public order issues, and then... probably want to snag in 15 food, 20 food. Grab both these in a hurry. Let's go fishmonger into granary. Get another slither hatchling for our battlefield here. We'll have to throw hands with the leader of the battle cats proper. Oh, can excavate earthen terrain underground. Normally that'd be great. However, in this map, where there's not really a very big underground, not as worth. Once we've defeated Yaka the first time, I want to start grabbing a couple of these wonders nearby to quickly level up Imrik. So Yaka is just going to camp out. See, now that works for me. Right, Onic Vitality is done. Let's go ahead and also grab, summon the Wyvern Fledgling. Hey. And then we move on them. Haste berries have been secured because we have now vassalized the battle cats. They are going to give us 30% of their income, all of their magic materials, 2 rally points at that rally of lieges, trading costs are at default levels, and war coordination becomes available. So we can come on in here and say, you should go attack Yaka. And then they will. And if they start raising his provinces and raiding, any of the proceeds, they'll give some of them to you. Which is great. We could also set up a bounty. Actually, I have so much mana that we can go ahead and set up a bounty. I cannot promise you anything, but I accept your bounty. Glorious. Alright, then we'll go ahead and leave this first episode off with a bit of a cliffhanger. As Imrik and company move in to face down with Yaka and his demonic firebirds. Because a risky battle, we are almost equal in terms of combat strength, which you're playing your own. You can pretty much ignore the combat strength. It gives you a kind of a brief overview on how the battle might go out, but similar to your auto-resolve in Total War, you can play the battles better than the AI can most of the time, and that will change things. So like I said, we'll leave this first episode off with a bit of a cliffhanger as we get ready to throw hands for the first time with Yaka, the Fire God Pretender. Thank you all so much for dropping by at the very beginning Rise of Godir story campaign for Age of Wonders 4, here with Prince of Caledor. I appreciate you all so much for stopping on by. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub zone, and I'll see you all in the next one.